If you're not changing your mind, you don't have one. And I really try to think about that concept when doing anything with the business, whether it's cropping decisions, fertilizer decisions, chemistry decisions, manure decisions.
A lot of people don't realize how technologically advanced a lot of the farming practices have got.
You got your bag of seed, you put it in the ground, and you said your prayers and hope for the best.
Helena provides me great service for being a small farmer.
I have a really good relationship with my Helena salesman. He talks to me, if not daily, weekly. Sometimes I have to tell him to go away.
We're constantly in conversation, plans, chemicals, fertilizer, seed. The relationship goes beyond just chemicals and farming. I mean, it's a family.
Helena, they aren't just a one-trick pony. They have all the products and services that I need or want.
You'll see the difference in the extra mile that we've taken to innovate that formulation.
Farming doesn't quit at 6 o'clock at night.
You can't replace this passion that we have. We really strive to be the best stewards of the land that we can, and our suppliers help us do that.
So people help solve the problems. Technology and innovation are outputs of really good people coming up with solutions.
If innovation stops, we all stop.
Our people come in every day ready to make that difference.
Over the next 10 years, the world is predicted to be at 10 billion people. We are going to have to feed those people on less acres and less resources.
I often say the impossible just takes longer. We make time to innovate those impossible tasks.
We don't believe there's anyone in the industry that's got a better portfolio than we do.
Innovation. It's what we do. It's everything that we do here.
The process of product development usually starts with the product concept. It's the idea of bringing a product to commercialization.
We have 450 products. Each one of our new product concepts has to be better than the last one.
We're utilizing the best technologies and raw material ingredients from our preferred suppliers. Formulation development work is pretty complex. It's just something that you just don't do overnight, right? It takes time.
We'll get a new product concept in from the field. A customer will request, hey, why can't you do this with this? We'll try to bring it to our lab, formulate it to ensure that we're meeting our customers' needs.
We have a research facility down in Memphis, Tennessee area where we will research something for 3 to 5 years before we actually bring it out full scale to the growers. So we put a lot of time and effort into it and make sure that it has an ROI.
I mean, look at where we're at today. We're sitting in a state-of-the-art lab. You know, we've rooted ourselves in research and development.
The research and development team is very important. We have local research teams that we deal with. We do a lot of third-party research here across all of Helena's divisions, so we make sure we're targeting the crops, the use patterns that matter.
This is really the gold standard of ag research. We utilize third-party testers or contract researchers to run our trials. The use of CROs really allows us to look at products in an expansive geography. This means we have trials all the way from California to Pennsylvania and everywhere in between for us to get non-biased, high-quality replicated research.
The amount of trial work that we're conducting is needed in order to show the differentiation of our technology, to demonstrate the value that it brings. That's a daily basis for us.
We have an innovation lab that's developing products and helping find solutions for customer issues and solve problems. We're the only one in the industry that has a full-time staff dedicated with a lab to problems that are basically driven from a customer level. They solve a lot of customer problems.
It's a lot about getting the right knowledge to the right people. Sometimes that's as simple as letting people know this is the correct mix order so that the customer doesn't have to deal with the time delay and issues of, well, now it didn't go together right, and now they have to clean out their spray system.
Every year we host Innovation Day, where we bring in customers, internal, external folks, to really show them what we're doing, to meet the people, understand our processes, how we work, how we do things differently. Then they demonstrate it here in the field.
Kind of get to see the labs and all the work that goes into Helena Products and what it takes for them to be made and how much work goes into developing a product. It's pretty neat. If you don't get a return on your investment, Helena's not going to release it. So you can be really confident going to the field with that product.
And that's what makes Helena so exciting. We always focused on creating newer, better products, products that provide grower value.
Using Helena products to make decisions across our farm has been very important, whether it be using the field maps to make decisions or using new products to help combat weed control.
As these weed species change through the years, become a little more tolerant or even resistant to some of these chemistries, we need to pivot, we need to adjust and make sure that we can continue to grow our pipeline and our products to accommodate these changes in the field.
As the weeds have gained resistance, we've had to adjust our plan as well. And that'd be, use more residual products and more adjuvant products as well to try to kill these weeds that seem to be growing and learning faster than we are.
Adjuvants and adjuvant innovation is really being able to listen to growers and figure out what their problems are and being able to help with solutions to everyday problems that growers are facing on the farm. There's really no situation or spray application that we really can't cover with our adjuvant portfolio, whether you're talking about herbicides, fungicides, insecticides, biologicals.
Stacking different chemicals, not just using one chemical like a Roundup, those days are over with. The weeds are smarter.
The water hemp has evolved. It grows all summer long. Any residual application, we're adding Grounded in.
Grounded is a great adjuvant. It helps keep the products it's used in place. We live in South Dakota where it's always windy, and having something to help keep your products where they belong is very important.
When people think of adjuvants, they think of post-emergence. They think of an application of emerged weeds. Grounded is interesting because it specifically targets residual herbicides. The main thing is holding that residual herbicide in that weed kill zone, keeping it from leaching through the soil profile when you get heavy rain, and being able to get the most out of those residual herbicides that we need to get us down the road so we can get to a timely post-application.
What our motto has been for our adjuvant portfolio is how can we get the most out of every application that we're making? Because we know ultimately the most expensive application that a grower makes is one that doesn't work.
In the Formulation Development Lab, our main goal is to develop a product that's not only effective, but is also storable and offers ease of use to the grower. Moveo technology, we're using surfactants to disperse the active ingredient, and that is a novel thing I believe that we do here at Helena.
Through our Moveo formulation technologies, we've been able to take these auxins and develop them directly into this co-formulation system that we call Moveo formulation technology. Improves the handling, the mixability, the overall performance, and whether you're talking about Solvex or Moveo, when you have a tank mix partner in there, another herbicide or another product, it improves the performance of those products as well.
The innovation is what we do. It's part of the products that we create, and Tricera is just one of the many with the Moveo formulation to create better herbicides.
The reasons I'm spraying Tricera is because I want to kill grass, suppress grass. Tricera is very compatible with my herbicides and other modes of action as well. It works great on our farm. Why it's so important to have a triclopyr that's labeled in our industry.
The compatibility agents that built into it makes it a superior mix. And then the way it's with neutral pH, it's actually in the active form of triclopyr that the plants take up into the system. That's all built upon the Moveo formulation technology. And it drives more into the plant for more efficacy and a faster kill. The other side of the Moveo is that it helps blend with other herbicides that are on the market at this day and time.
We can't keep using the same products over and over again and not expect that resistance to grow. And coming up with new and innovative products that combine different AIs, different active ingredients, and different modes of action into one product.
There's different modes of action that our suppliers give to us in our toolbox in order to help us to be successful in what we do every day.
So the HPG products that we have here that we use the most, they have been tested here locally. We have an R&D group here in Southern Idaho that we, test a lot of these products here year in and year out. And then, with that, we are testing them nationally as well. And they're, used across millions of acres. We do have a lot of confidence in these products that we're using.
We've moved more towards like liquid fertilizers. Our starter has been an innovation. Nucleus orthophos has been an important part of our operation.
Nucleus orthophos is a starter fertilizer that's 100% orthophosphate. It really helps keep those nutrients available for a longer period of time. The things that we're doing here in Idaho is, mixing them with a lot of other fertilizers that you are replacing them with the seed, but that's not the only thing that they can do. They have a neutral pH, so they can be mixed with a wide variety of pesticides, insecticides, fungicides as well.
I know Zypro has been part of our starter, and that was part of the bean starter that we used, and seeing significantly healthier plant because of the Zypro.
One of the bigger innovative products that we've had is Zypro. That's an enzyme-based product that really is a nice addition with some of those starter fertilizers like Nucleus orthophos.
This is a soil enzyme product designed to enhance soil nutrient cycling, particularly phosphorus and nitrogen. The unique thing about Zypro is that it works like a microbial product, but since it is not an actual live microbe, you're just delivering the enzyme straight to the soil, which is what the microbes feed off of. This creates a more consistent product.
So soil health is something that Helen has always placed a premium on, and part of that is balancing the nutrients that you have in your soil. So if we take a soil test, we can help better determine what ratio, what mix of nutrients we actually need. If we're not doing that, you have a chance of way over or under applying particular nutrients, which will definitely negatively impact soil health.
I feel that we are innovative with using Helena's soil sampling system, the high ground system.
One of the first things that really got me on board was their tissue sampling, and a lot of people would come out, if you had a problem, they go, well, we'll pull a tissue sample. Now you have one tissue sample. What does that mean? Whereas they have a tissue sample program where we do it every week. One of the changes we made this year was we noticed that nitrogen was dipping a little bit low in early stages of growth before the side dress kicked in, and so we put some Coron in with the post-emergent herbicide, and then through the tissue samples we were able to see that it did get a response from it.
Big way that the HPG products work with Agri-Intelligence is with our tissue sampling. We found on Steve Earlywine's one of his fields at his tissue sample site, we found that he had a deficiency in magnesium, and then we decided to end up foliar feeding off of that magnesium. So there's a bunch of different ways we can use tissue samples to help bring HPG products to the field. 2 years ago, HPG came to us and wanted us to trial a HPG product that was coming out. We chose Steve Earlywine as one of those growers to test out this product. It is now on the platform as Inertia.
They've brought products to the table like Inertia, like Hydrohume, that will stir up the microorganisms in the soil to help those roots get the nutrients they need.
That was driven from what we were seeing through our Agri-Intelligence platform. That really merged into what can we do to fertilizer blends to make them more efficient, using things like humic-based products like Hydrohume. And then that, kind of evolved into products like our Coron brands, where we're able to go out with controlled release nitrogen, at certain times throughout the year, as well as our biostimulants, different products like Full Scale, Megafold, where we can go in season and help to promote and boost, overall growth in that crop, depending on what we're actually wanting to achieve.
Helena has been a big part of innovation on our farm, throwing new ideas at us, new lines of products, helping us keep up with the times as far as all the technology that is available to us. We farm a lot of different types of soil, and everything can't be treated the same.
The micronutrients and the technologies that are provided, it's just not an NP and K game anymore. There's a lot of science in these products.
We always go back to really saying, let's stick to the science. If you come to Helena Products, you probably notice a lot of whiteboards. I encourage the whole team, if you have an idea, bring it in. That's where innovation comes. It's accumulation of many brilliant minds that come in motivated to make a difference, to try to solve a complex problem. That's what we do every day.
Anybody could come up with the greatest data. Anybody could come up with the greatest ideologies. Anybody could make the best presentation, greatest PowerPoint. But all of that doesn't mean anything until you actually stand up and do something about it.